Holy cow. You know, sometimes I like to use my videos as sort of a way to rant. It's just sort of like to do it like this, just to rant. I could do it on Facebook, but you know what? Be that as it may. And I just like to do rants sometimes. And to say my opinions, how I actually truly feel without going off completely off of the deep end. So yeah, I've actually abused my videos in the past for just doing this random rants that I do of stuff that happens to me in my personal life, stuff that happens to you in real life, whatever it may be. It actually can make for the best videos because it's actually something real that has happened. And you know, this is a confusing, very convoluted tell that I have to, when I do this, I have to leave out certain someones, and I will try to do that as the best as I can because of my New Year's resolution goals. I didn't do resolutions, I did goals. And so yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a complicated tell. Now, when I was a kid, I got on SSI for being a slow learner. And so, you know, I was on it that way for years. But when a certain somebody moved from Texas to here, he conned my mom, because she was my payee at the time, he conned my mom into switching from my SSI to put me on SSDI. Now, what I didn't know at the time, that SSDI was, gotta get the cat. Say hi. Say hi. What I didn't know at the time, that SSDI is more for people that are single, that are lifelong bachelors, because it sort of just goes towards them. That if anybody that gets married, they automatically will cut you off. They won't cut you off right from the beginning. They will wait a few months to see if the marriage is actually going to work. And so, yeah, so I was cut off from SSDI probably, I don't know, what do you say, just about 3 years ago? Yeah, about 3 years ago. What didn't make sense to me, and it still doesn't make sense to me now, I've tried to get answers from them, but they beat around the bush about it, and they give random explanations that really make no sense whatsoever. And so I can't figure out why they didn't just take me off of SSDI and put me back on SSI. It's not that complicated. Do you know how many people go to prison and lose their SSI, and immediately they're out of prison, they get reinstated? So it's not really that complicated when you're really thinking about it, because I didn't understand why they didn't do that then. And I still don't understand it to this very damn day. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I thought, well, I'll just go to work. I tried that. I really did. I tried my hardest to do it. I did it for about 6 months. I'll go ahead and say, you know what? Oh, just a cow? You know what? No, I'm not going to say where I work. You know what? I'm just going to keep that a secret where I work. You know, that's really nobody's business. So I tried to work for about 6 months, and it went about as well as a fart in church. I had a hard time trying to work with my epilepsy, because I would get hungry after a few hours, and I had trouble following orders from higher up, so it didn't really work out that well. So and so I just decided, you know what, I don't want to do it anymore, and I actually lost my job, sort of. That's another complicated tell that I really don't want to get into too much with this video. So, you know, that didn't work. So then I thought I would try to get on SSI. I never really tried hard enough, and so I went ahead and tried. I ended up having a couple appointments, and of course, I was denied. I was denied for that. I even have the letter here to prove it. I'm going to cover up my address. But yeah, here's the letter I got from Social Security today, because I had did a pill here a while back, and all they caught on the appeal, because I pretty much told them off. I says I disagree with the I disagreed with him, and I told him, and I said, I can't work 40 hours a week. I should have just been on SSI and shouldn't have been taken off. That's all they caught from what I told them. I told them a lot more than that. I told them a lot more. I mean, I says, I don't have any vices like being hooked on drugs or being an alcoholic. And I don't even understand this shit because I personally know somebody that got denied once. And then when they found out they had COPD, they were immediately right on it with no issues whatsoever, when that's more your fault for being a damn chain smoker. But so you're telling me that is more life-threatening than epilepsy? Seriously? You can die pretty quickly from having a seizure, but by God, if you have COPD, you can get on it with no problem. This is stupid. This is clearly stupid to me, and I do not understand this for the life of me. I do not. This does not make sense at all. It makes no sense. The government is trying to fix a broken system in the SNAP program, which clearly they are not doing a very good job with that, because there is still people on SNAP that shouldn't be on SNAP. You know, the ones that have like 700 kids at their disposal, and they keep getting SNAP, and so they're fine with that. But what about the SSI? There is so many people that are on this program that shouldn't be on it at all. It is a completely broken system, clearly. People that are on it play the system, and they shouldn't be on it. There is so many people like me that should be on it. They have basically told me that I am fine. I can work for a living. I can. I've had one job in 20 years. There isn't an employer out there that's going to hire me. Not like I can go to Voc Rehab. They dropped me. They dropped me a long time ago. So it's not like I can fill out as many job applications I want. But employers are not going to give somebody that's almost 50 years old, will be this year in December, it's almost 50 years old with very little experience whatsoever. And I know people's going to be watching this going, well, he must be lazy, or he must be this, or he must be this, or he must be that. Whatever it is you say, it's not the truth. I cannot help this. That the government and the SSI is so damn broke. It's a broken system that needs to be repaired. People like me should be on it. I can't go out and get a job because nobody will hire me, like I have said. This is utter bullshit. And the way the wording is, they worded it in the letter I got, it almost sounds to me like they have completely dropped my case and are moving on, and they will give some drug addict or some alcoholic or some crackhead SSI. That's what it sounds like. They go, well, he don't need it. Let's just give it to one of these crackheads over here. They really need it because they need a way to buy their drugs. I know this is the way they say this is not the way the system works. But when you look around, you obviously think it does, because it's a broken damn system that they will not at any point try to fix at all. And it drives people bonkers, especially me, because I know there's no way I can go out and get a job, and there's no way I can get SSI. So no matter what, I am fucked. I really am. I am fucked on both ends. It's not like I can apply for SSI and get it. It's not like I can go out and get a job, because neither one's going to happen. Neither one is going to happen. I really don't know what to do. I am totally at my wit's end. I'm at my wit's end because I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do because whatever I do, it ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter. I can fill out as many job applications I want. I can do as many appeals as I want, which I don't think I can at this point. I think they dropped my case totally because I think in their Peabody brain that they think I am capable of working 75 hours a week, which I am not. Can't go to college. I'm too old for that shit. Me and Mom are saying that's all for now.
That's all for now.